I'd like to welcome everybody to the January 20th, 2015 school board meeting. Anybody wishing to speak during our hearing of citizens portion, if you'd please pick up a card on the back in the corner and bring it up to Zoe Marshall, and you'll have an opportunity to speak during that portion of the meeting. If you would please stand now for the flag salute by the Booker High School Color Guard under the direction of Colonel Ben Weiss. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to once again welcome Pablo Infante, our student representative from Booker High School. And Pablo, could you tell us what your plans are after graduation?
Well, some of my plans for after graduation, which is going to be hard, I love Booker High School, is to do my AA degree at SCF, also during those 2 years take out my real estate license, go into real estate, and then transfer my 2-year degree to another university to get my master's in business administration.
Well, terrific. We'd like to give you this certificate for serving as our student representative and wish you the best of luck in the future. Item number 9 on the consent agenda is a proclamation in support of National Mentoring Month, which I'd like to read that proclamation now. Whereas mentors across the United States teach, inspire, and guide young Americans as they reach for their dreams and strive to realize their limitless potential, and whereas mentors help children build confidence, gain knowledge, and develop strength of character, and whereas students with mentors have better attendance in school, higher self-esteem, a greater chance of pursuing higher education, and fewer incidents of risky or unhealthy behavior, and whereas hundreds of neighbors, teachers, community volunteers, and other dedicated individuals in Sarasota County work selflessly throughout mentoring programs to improve children's odds for success. And whereas our community has a number of organizations that promote and facilitate mentoring, including the Sarasota County School District Volunteer and Partnership Office, Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Sun Coast, Girl Scouts of Gulf Coast, Florida, Girls Incorporated of Sarasota County, Jewish Family and Children's Service of the Sun Coast, Incorporated, the Sarasota YMCA, and Take Stock in Children of Sarasota County. And whereas January has been designated as National Mentoring Month, in which America honors mentors and encourages men and women across the country to become mentors. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the School Board of Sarasota County does hereby proclaim January 2015 as Mentoring Month in Sarasota County and calls on all citizens, businesses, public and private agencies, religious and educational institutions to celebrate the mentoring movement, become a mentor, and inspire a child today. And I'd like to present this to Dr. Tanis Knopp and have her come up and say a few words.
As you know, our school district is fortunate to have long and meaningful collaboration with community organizations that bring mentors to our schools. So it's fitting that during this time, National Mentoring Month, we honor those organizations that recruit, train, place, and support those community members who mentor our students. We need to honor them for their commitment to providing excellent programs for our students. The mentors provided through this partnership take multiple roles in working with our students, including but not limited to guiding and decision-making and problem-solving, helping set career goals, assisting with academics, serving as a role model, lending a supportive ear, and increasing the student's self-esteem by being there and caring about them. One of the greatest joys of my work is to be able to work with the outstanding leaders of these programs that we have here today. Through their work, we have over 500 students in our schools who are being mentored in school settings. I believe that we are particularly fortunate to work with these organizations because they address the mentoring programs in a rather unique way, two unique ways really. One is that each agency has a particular approach to providing mentoring to our students. Therefore, the specific needs of our students are better met through the range of services provided through these programs. For example, through Jewish Family and Children's Services, mentors are specially trained and assigned to one of 4 school-based programs designed as alternative to suspension, and those programs are known as Safe Alternatives to Out-of-School Suspension, or SATOS. JFCS assigns a certified therapist at the participating schools to lead the program and guides and supports mentors in that program to work one-on-one with at-risk students. Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the Suncoast has school-based mentoring programs with a primary focus of mentoring one-on-one to support academic needs. They provide mentors for the Decisions to Win program, which is a curriculum-based program at the high school, dropout prevention program serving students in the performance-based diploma program. Their Mentoring Children of Promise program targets youth with at least one incarcerated parent. And Big Brothers Big Sisters currently is piloting an in-school mentoring program at one of our Title I schools through which the mentors work one-on-one and are trained as reading tutors to help our students improve literacy skills. The Girl Scouts of Gulf Coast, Florida have their Get Real program, which helps girls build courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place. And Girls Inc. provides 2 after-school programs on our school campuses. One is through their high school initiative, where mentors work one-on-one and in small groups with our students on job interviewing skills, college essays, exploring high school, post-high school options, assisting with tracking program goals, and other areas of career and college exploration and life skills development. Through their Girls on the Run program, operated in grades 3 through 8, mentors work one-on-one and in small groups, serving as walking and running buddies and assisting girls in tracking healthy physical activity goals. And the Sarasota YMCA Y Mentor program provides one-to-one mentoring during the school day to students of all ages who are identified by school administrators as at risk and in need of an adult role model. Mentors provide guidance and support in goal setting, academics, social interactions, time management, career exploration, and skills to avoid negative influences such as substance abuse and bullying. And finally, Take Stock provides mentors to middle and high school students who are at risk and from low-income families. These mentors support students and they follow them along from grade to grade. Students who meet weekly with their mentors and meet criteria that include school attendance, academic performance, discipline, and refraining from substance abuse receive a full scholarship for post-secondary education upon graduation. So as you can see, we have a full range of types of support in our community for our students in our schools. Their second unique way of work is that they coordinate with one another. There's no territorial issues with these mentoring programs. For example, if a student has a Big Brothers Big Sisters mentor but would benefit from the Take Stock in Children Scholarship Program, the two organizations might share that mentor across their agencies to best meet the needs of the students. So today we're here to recognize these 6 community organizations that collaborate with us and with one another to provide mentors to our students, and we are presenting them with a copy of the proclamation. So at this time, I will ask the representatives from each agency to come forward to accept their proclamation and say a few words. First, from Girls, Inc., we're pleased to have Executive Director Robin Rose.
We are delighted to continue to be a partner with Sarasota County School Districts. I've only been the CEO almost 18 months now, and I very much believe in partnerships, community partnerships, and working within the school district, because I know schools and parents, they can't do it all. So we're just delighted to continue to be a partner with you. Thank you again.
Next, from Take Stock in Children, we have Director of Mentoring and Communications, Mandy O'Malley.
Our day-to-day work with 200 students and 150 mentors and community partners like this, and the school district support that we have, is enough of a cause to celebrate. Days like this where we actually have a proclamation and get to come speak to all of you is the icing on the cake. So thank you for letting us do the work we do every day.
Next, from Girl Scouts of the Gulf Coast, Florida Incorporated, we have Director of Membership, Lori Devine, and Manager of Community Outreach, Ebony Curry.
I just wanted to thank the school board. I wanted to thank principals, teachers, also a lot of our volunteer parents for allowing us to mentor girls. We are looking forward to working with you to reduce violence in North Sarasota through our BFF program in the upcoming year. Thank you.
And thank you. And as the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. And we are very thankful to be a part of this village that works so hard to make sure that our children become our future. Thank you.
From Jewish Family and Children's Services of the Suncoast, Vice President of Clinical Services, Andy Sullum.
We are so privileged to have so many great volunteers at JFCS, and I just want to express our appreciation to the school board for allowing our mentors to have the ability to have access to the children during the school days so they can provide the mentoring service. So thank you very much.
From the Sarasota YMCA's Y Mentor Program Director Kathy Chamberlain, and Director of Marketing Tracy Spalsbury.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Sarasota YMCA and the Y Mentor Program, I would like to thank Sarasota County School Board for recognizing National Mentoring Month. It has been an honor to work in the schools over the last 5 years, bringing amazing volunteers to help hundreds and hundreds of students who want and need mentors. We have learned these mentors change the lives of the students with thousands of hours of volunteer service to the schools. I sincerely thank you for the opportunity to serve the students in our schools.
And last but not least, from Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Suncoast, Vice President of Communications and Marketing, Gina Taylor.
Good afternoon. Pablo, congratulations. And I too would not want to leave Booker High School. It's a great school. Good luck to you. just want to say thank you so much. January, as we know, brings in a new year, but it also is a time for us to celebrate the many, many volunteers, wonderful men and women who give unselfishly of their time and talents to the children that we serve. And it's a real pleasure to be here to represent Big Brothers Big Sisters. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Tanis. We have a wonderful relationship with the school system, allowing our mentors and the children to come out of their wheel or elective, if you will, to work with this mentor one-on-one. And we know research shows us that it is successful when that child works one-on-one with a volunteer. It really can change the trajectory of their future and transform their lives. So it's always a privilege and honor to be here, and I thank you all for your support.
So in closing, I'd like to encourage community members to volunteer in our schools as mentors, and they can do this by either contacting the mentoring agencies directly, or they could contact my office and I can give them an overview of each of the agency programs that the agencies have provided to us, and we can help them connect in a way that they are most comfortable. Thank you.
Mrs. Zucker?
I would truly love to thank you for being partners with us. It's through the great partnerships that we have in this community that we are doing so well, that we have all A's and B's schools, and it's because of the extra effort that's put in by our community partnerships. I'm with Jewish Family and Children's Service, and I do their facilitate their background screening and placing of mentors and tutors in the schools. So I can tell you from firsthand, I know the stories. I've heard them. They're fantastic to listen to. I know together we are all making a difference in the lives of students, which is a difference in their future and our future as a nation. So thank you so much for all of you that you do.
Ms. Goodwin?
Well, I also want to say thank you to all of you, most of which I know and have had some wonderful experiences with. I've mentored children over the years and still am in touch with some who have gone on to do great things. The relationship that a mentor has with a mentee, or that relationship, that one-on-one relationship, is so vitally important. Some children, some students don't really have that recognized care or that time with another individual at home as much as we all know they need to. And I could actually tell stories and stories of wonderful things that I know that have happened as a result of each of your organizations. So I say thank you. But I will finish by saying anytime I'm out and people ask me why I do this job, I say because I love public service and what we do for others. And then I always send out a call and mention your names as being one of the important things that people can do in our community. I was at a meeting at the Venice Chamber yesterday afternoon late and bumped into a young man who's from Birmingham, Alabama, who's now one of the assistant administrators at Venice Hospital. And I think I'm going to get him out. He's a perfect category for a mentor, and I did spend some time chatting with him, and we'll follow up with him. But I hope this year to get back to mentoring myself, so you all will be hearing from me. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all you do to make that connection one-on-one with those students so that they're successful and happy and live great lives. Thank you.
Mrs. Ziegler?
Well, I want to reiterate everyone else's thanks. We're so blessed to live in Sarasota County. We have very, very generous citizens. And, one thing that I'm always blown away by is the resources we have in Sarasota. And so we're so lucky that so many are willing to step up and help us with some of the students in Sarasota County, but also to have organizations such as yourself that help facilitate that. And I'm glad that we're showcasing this today because there are so many people in our community who do want to still get involved and may not know how to. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to highlight it and go back to those individuals who we've spoken to and show them the way where they can continue to help out. So thank you so much for all of your efforts. We very much appreciate it.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes, I want to reiterate my thanks to you. And some people say, what can 1 hour a week do? But my husband retired, and that was one of the first things he did was pick up on the mentoring. He mentors 1 hour a week, and the relationship he develops, with this young man is very good. And it's different than what he has with the grandchildren. I mean, because they come to the table with different needs and different expectations. And also, the one he tutors through our church 2 afternoons a week, to see the child go from a level 2 reading up to a level 3 or 4, he felt part of that too. But to see the child struggling and then learning, because I just think they try a little bit harder one-on-one like that, and it really means a difference. And if we can be that one difference for someone, I hope anyone listening today will decide, because it does. 1 hour a week, and only while we're in school. So it isn't even every week. It will make a difference in a child's life.
Tanis, thank you for bringing everybody here today, and thank you for what you do and for making time for us today. Thanks again. We'll move on to Superintendent's report.
Well, in keeping with the theme of recognizing some volunteers, we got a call from Florida DOE announcing that we have 2 of our outstanding district volunteer winners, one at the regional level. Naba Rahman, who is the outstanding youth volunteer from Pineview School, was one of the winners, and Kelly Keller, who was the outstanding adult volunteer from Laurel Nakoma School. So Region 4 winners, and we're very proud of them. And they will be formally recognized during our April volunteer recognition ceremony, but I wanted to make that announcement. So it's very unusual to have 2 winners from the same district, from one district at the regional level, so we have a lot to be proud of. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you. We'll move on to hearing of citizens. I have 2 cards. When I call your name, if you'll come up to that podium, you'll have 3 minutes to speak. After 2 minutes, the light will go yellow, and at 3 minutes, it goes red, and your time will be up. Please note that respect for divergent viewpoints and civility will be shown at every board meeting. Our first card is Gary Woodruff.
Hello, thanks for the opportunity to speak today. I'm here to speak about the difficulties that I'm having exercising my parental rights to vital information regarding my son. I have submitted several public records requests or school board records requests as my son's father. One of them was submitted on May 23rd. Another one was October 22. I have not received a response for any of those. Finally, I met with Trent and Terry a few weeks ago, and did receive some of the archived records, but I still don't have anything for this year or for fall 2014. I also have requested access to the parental portal, and I haven't had that for 4 years. I called Trent and Terry. I got vigorous opposition. I talked to Todd Bowden. He promised me that he would get back in 3 days. I've received no response. I then contacted Ms. White's office and was promised that I would be getting access to the parental portal within several days, and I haven't heard back from anybody. I would like to summarize by saying that there is a Florida Department of Education memo that goes all the way back to 2001 that specifies very clearly the legal direction of parental rights to vital information like this. And it refers to Florida Statute 61.13. To paraphrase, it says that unless there's a court order that specifically eliminates that parent from vital information, he has access to that information. In my case, there's never been at any time any court order eliminating me from that information. And I'm here not to cause trouble, but to participate in my son's education. He's had some significant difficulties. And I want to make sure that if there's anything at all I can do to help steer him into a good and prosperous and healthy lifestyle, I want to be there for him. And that's why I moved to Florida 10 years ago. It wasn't for any other reason. The beaches, the weather, nothing else. And I think from a higher level, I would also like to say that I'm profoundly dismayed. There seems to be a war on parents, especially fathers, to be able to participate in their child's upbringing and their parenting. There's no other way to put it other than war on parents.
Ms. White, I just ask that we check into that.
We are aware, and there has, just to reiterate, I read communication of email that went back to the middle of January, and there has been communication on email, so we are well aware of the situation.
Thank you.
I do have the.
I'm sorry,
the memo. I'd like to submit.
You can bring it up to our administrative assistant. Thank you. And I'm sorry, Glenn, I can't read your last name, so if you would just say it into the mic when you come up there, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
My name is Glenn Jubilee. I'm a citizen. I belong to a support group for Why Dads Matter, and what we do is we try to be better fathers, not only in our community, but also in the participation within the schools of our children. And you guys are the policymakers, and you set policy. And as I read the policy in this particular district, it disturbs me that the custodial parent, just because we are divorced, does not mean we have any less rights as the other parent. It's certainly not the case in child support, I can assure you that. But that being said, your policy states that the custodial parent has first option with a parent-teacher conference. And most of the other school districts do not have that, so I'm a little confused, and hopefully you can help me and maybe possibly rewrite it. So as I understand it, and I have talked to your advisors, that if the parent refuses, the custodial parent does not want to have a parent-teaching conference during the 4 years of high school, the dad cannot set up a conference with those teachers. Now that policy is biased. I believe it's unjust. You putting all the eggs in one basket to the custodial parent, whoever signs up that student first. Manatee County was the same way. You could be married. Whoever signed up that child first called all the shots. School lunches, field trips. We've got that changed in Manatee County. I'd like to see some type of open communication between this policy and the board that would allow good dads to be involved in their kids' lives. I mean, we all don't live in a utopia world. I mean, some of us have gone through some pretty serious divorces, some high conflict custody cases, and for the custodial parent to take advantage of that to keep the dad out of their child's life is unconscionable by any standard. So I wish you'd look into this policy. As I understand it, if the custodial parent does not want to have a meeting with the school teachers in the 4 years of high school or grade school, that the non-custodial parent is 86th out of that child's life with no opportunity to have a parent-teacher conference. Do I understand that right? I mean, that's how I understand it. So if that is the policy, I think it needs to be changed. Thank you.
That concludes our hearing of citizens. We'll move on to the consent agenda. If I could have a motion, please.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. If you would vote, please. And the consent agenda passes 5-0. If I could have a motion on item 32, please.
I move the approval of a joint project agreement to improve stormwater management in the Hudson Bayou at Sarasota High School.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I believe Mr. Lempe is going to come forward with some additional information.
Thank you very much, board members, Superintendent White. With me today is Kelly Westover from Sarasota County Government. I'll tell you in a minute why Kelly is here, but what's before you is a fairly innocuous agreement to partner with Sarasota County on a piece of work at Sarasota High School. But I wanted the opportunity to do really two things. Number one is use this as an opportunity to wave the flag of another great collaborative partnership, in this case with Sarasota County Government and Southwest Florida Water Management District, and talk to you about what that partnership means just in terms of budget. And I want to give you just a little bit of a walk through history. If you go back several years at the very beginning of our conversations to renovate the campus at Sarasota High School, we knew one of the things that we not only wanted to deal with, but frankly needed to deal with, was all of the water around Sarasota High School, the Hudson Bayou estuary and its associated waterway, the ditch on the north side of the campus, the spillway that runs behind Building 5, where the bayou comes up between the Bay of Vista parking lot, the watershed runoff, that's the hill that's just to the east of that. There's a lot of waterway around Sarasota High School, and we struggled in the beginning with a lot of this. Who has what authority over what pieces of water? Who has what responsibility? Regardless of the answer to that question, how do you fund it? And so I was in my office one day. I got a phone call from Mickey Ryan, who is one of your planners, and Mickey said, Scott, you need to meet this young lady from Sarasota County Government. Her name is Kelly Westover, and she has some great ideas about Sarasota High School. So that was probably 18 months ago, I guess. It's been a while. And so we sat down and talked, and Kelly's background is environmental. She has a great working relationship with Southwest Florida Water Management District. And so she said to us, I think there is some grant money available through SwiftMud if you're willing to let me kind of look at this project and go run with it for you. And if somebody else is going to do your work, why would you not let them do that? So we said, sure, let's see what the opportunities are. So Kelly spent some time with our project team at Sarasota High School. She spent some time with Southwest Florida Water Management, came back to us and said there is indeed some grant money available. It's a matching grant. And in this case, SwiftMud has offered us a $300,000 grant. Kelly came to us and said, would the school board be willing to partner with the county 50-50 on that match? So $300,000 from SwiftMud, $300,000 from the collection of the school board and the county. So what's before you tonight is essentially an agreement that commits our half of that $300,000. Kelly's going to walk you through a little bit of the project, but as you're listening to her talk about kind of the scope of this project, I would ask you, probably the key thing here for me is we're about to get $600,000 worth of work done on the campus, or in and around the campus of Sarasota High School for $150,000 to the board. That's a big deal. Also know that already in the budget, we knew we were going to have to do some of this work ourselves, so already in the current budget is this $150,000 fenced, so there's no real fiscal impact to the Sarasota High project budget to make this all happen. With that as kind of a long introduction, I'd like to turn the podium over to Kelly and have her just kind of walk you through the graphic you see up on the screen is her graphic, and just ask her to walk you through kind of the project and her thoughts on this project. Kelly?
Thank you so much. Chair, Vice Chair, board members, Kelly Westover, Sarasota County, and it's a pleasure to be here speaking with you this afternoon. As a graduate from Sarasota High, I'm especially excited about this project. The county is benefiting because we care about Hudson Bayou. And within my group, within Stormwater, we have a water quality planning group that has looked at the entire area that drains into Hudson Bayou and identified the projects that we're fortunately going to be able to move forward with here that you're seeing on the conceptual plan. The county and the residents within the county benefit because we'll have improved water quality in the bayou, reduced sediment, and more use of the bayou, different things like that. For the actual school property, you'll be looking at habitat improvement, removing a lot of the exotic species, installing a bioswale to filter some of the stormwater before it goes into the bayou. We're also looking at a collaboration with the marine science curriculum, and we'll be setting up educational kiosks along the different project areas that hopefully the science teachers can include as well. So the different colors that you see here outline different activities that are going to occur. Mostly exotic removal, removing sediment, installing shoreline habitat improvements, and filtering the water as it goes out to the bayou. I think it's going to be a great addition to the new entryway to Sarasota High along Bay Vista. A lot of the project area will improve the aesthetics through there. And overall, very excited about the project. As Scott had mentioned, it's a great partnership with the Southwest Florida Water Management District, and we're very appreciative of the grant funding with them. The grant contract will be executed by the county. It's actually March 3rd, not February 18th, which is an addition to the handout that you have here. So with that, I'd just like to say thank you for the opportunity to partner. We have a great working relationship with your staff and quite pleased to be here today.
Ms. Goodwin?
If I could just say two things. Number one, well, maybe just one thing. I understand that there may be some technical difficulties with the viewing public being able to see this, so we will, in the next 24 hours, find a way to post this graphic on the Sarasota High website, and we'll work with communications to do that. So anybody who's listening that can't see it, we'll make it visible on the Sarasota High website within the next day. Sorry, thanks.
Well, I was just going to say that I took a walkthrough before Christmas of this area, and I really wasn't aware there was that much water on campus at Sarasota High, but there really is. And I just think this is a great project, and thank you for your involvement. It's always great to have partnerships with the county, and this is really very beneficial. We talked about, redoing the building, the Rudolph building specifically. We were talking about, well, at one time that was built on a swamp. Well, now I get it. I understand it. But thank you very much, and thank you, Scott. This is a great project and really good for us environmentally and in every way. Will be another piece of our assisting in making this campus really delightful and environmentally what it should be.
Well, though I'm a Riverview alum, I'm very familiar with what they call the moat. And anything they can do to help clean up that area is not a place you wanted to get thrown to in high school, believe me. So thank you very much for your efforts on this. Okay, I have a motion and a second. If we could have a vote, please. And that passes 5-0. Our final vote is on item 33.
I'd like to move for approval of the Financial Advisory Committee member, Mr. Jim Blucher, effective February 1st, 2015. Mr. Blucher is from Northport.
Mm-hmm. Second.
A motion and a second. Any comment? If you would vote, please. And that passes 5-0. We have any announcements or communications from the board? Ms. Ziegler.
I just wanted to bring up something. I know we discussed it in a workshop maybe a few months back, but I had multiple members of the community reach out to me again, and it's in light of the Meatless Monday. I know there's been some talk about whether or not we continue that, or I know basically the gist of what I've had people reach out to me is they would like to see a option provided on every day of the school week for students that would like to eat a meat meal. I just want to make sure, because I think that Beverly Gerard and her department do a wonderful job, so it's not in no way in light of that, but it really is just in response to some of the people who've reached out to me. So I wanted to bring it up again. I know that we discussed it, but it was in the 315 workshop, so I want to make sure that the community knows that their requests did not fall upon deaf ears, and that was something we did discuss. I would like to bring it up to see if it's something we could add to the agenda for next board meeting and vote on it.
And Ms. Ziegler, I will tell you that I agree with you on that, but until we get a third person that's willing to relook at that, then I guess we're back where we were. Am I not correct?
So I just want to make sure that we are still standing at that point where we discussed it at prior to? Is it everyone's still in the same position? Okay.
Any other comments? Our next regular board meeting will be February the 3rd, 2015 at 6:30. We're adjourned.